Hey there. So my name is Amy Hendricks, and I am an associate director with Stella Dot. I've been a stylist for about 4.5 years now, and I wanted to come on here really quick and share a little bit about my story, kind of why I chose Stella Dot, why I continue to choose Stella Dot, and why I think it would be a great fit for anybody looking for a little part-time gig or somebody looking to supplement a full-time income or someone that's wanting to replace a full-time income. So a little bit about me. I am a mom of two boys, 5.5 and almost 2 now. And I started about 4.5 years ago. After I had my oldest son, I went back to work. Like most moms, I had a really difficult time going back to work. Not only did I have a difficult time leaving him every day, but I had a difficult time with a job that I didn't really love. I liked my job, but it wasn't something that I felt super passionate about. It wasn't something that I was really excited to go to work to every day. I wasn't excited to leave my son to go to this job. And for me at that time, I just kind of felt like, well, that's the norm. That's, you go to work, you don't love your job, but you got to do what you got to do. And that's kind of it. And I didn't really see anything different for myself, short-term or long-term. And luckily, my sweet husband, I give him all the credit in the world, he saw that, and he noticed that I, A, wasn't really myself, and B, kind of that I was missing something, because I was working basically full-time and leaving my then 1.5-year-old. I felt guilty about doing anything for myself because I was already gone from him 30 plus hours a week. I felt this pull of, if I'm not at work, I should want to be at home. And not that I didn't want to be at home, but just like any normal person, I needed some time and needed stuff to do for myself. And I never really did. And I really put my needs on the back burner. And so, like I said, my sweet husband noticed this and just said, I feel like you need a hobby. I feel like you're missing out on making new friends or connecting with your old friends, your current friends, or just feeling really excited or passionate about something, because I didn't really have that in my current career. And so I never really felt depressed. I never felt, any type of postpartum. I never felt like I was missing something in my life until he mentioned it to me. And so when he said that, I was like, wow, if my husband is noticing that I'm not really myself, then I really must not be myself. And so I kind of went on this soul searching journey, but I didn't know what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for another job. I wasn't looking for a different job. I was just looking for something that I could leave the house to go do once a month, a couple times a month, maybe once a week, that I didn't feel guilty about going to do. My husband loves to golf. He loves to go fishing. So he had these hobbies and things in place where he felt okay about leaving our family to do something for himself, because it was something that he loved. And I just didn't have that. And I kind of always joke, like, you can only go get so many glasses of wine with your girlfriends before it becomes a problem. And that's kind of where I was at. Like, I didn't need to have a girls' night once a week. I didn't, it was more than just getting together with my girlfriends once a month or, every other month. So again, I kind of went on this journey. I didn't really know what I was looking for. Wasn't really looking for making more money or replacing my job or anything like that. And an acquaintance from college had posted something on Facebook about new Stella Dot spring lookbooks are out. Who wants one? And I'd heard of Stella Dot, but I didn't really know what it was. To be honest, I kind of thought it was old lady jewelry. Boy, was I wrong. And so I liked her post. I didn't comment on it. I didn't say that I wanted a lookbook. I didn't say anything about wanting to do what she was doing because I really didn't know what it was. I just liked the post. And she sent me a private Facebook message and just said, oh my gosh, I saw that you liked my post. I haven't talked to you in like 10 years. How are you? What's new? I saw you had a baby. How old is he? And we just talked back and forth for maybe a couple days, almost a week. And she finally kind of got around to, hey, I know you liked my post on the spring lookbooks. I don't know if you really want one, but if you want to send me your address, I'll pop a lookbook in the mail for you. And I just said, yeah, no, whatever. I mean, a catalog's a catalog, no big deal. So she sent me a lookbook. And to be honest, it sat on my kitchen counter for about 5 days. And finally, my husband was like, are you going to look at this or can I throw it in the garbage? And I was like, no, I need to look at it. I'll flip through it. And I opened one page and I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't old lady jewelry at all. And I flipped to another page and I really loved what I saw. keep in mind, I did not wear accessories. I did not wear jewelry. I actually didn't own any jewelry at all. Our house had gotten broken into when I was 8.5 months pregnant, and all that they stole was my jewelry box. So I didn't even have my wedding ring. Like, I didn't have a wedding ring. I had, I think, like one pair of studs that I just happened to be wearing that day that they broke in our house. So not only did I not have jewelry, but I just didn't accessorize, and it wasn't something that I really cared that much about. And so I'm looking through this and I was like, wow, this stuff is really cute. How fun that she does this. Like, I wonder how this works. And she followed up with me and said, she lives in Portland, and just said, I come through your area often. I come down to Eugene. I would love to get together with you and catch up and do a show with you and your girlfriends. I didn't really know what that meant. Again, I wasn't really familiar with it. And I said, sure. Like, I don't really know what that means, but sure. I invited, probably 20 of my closest friends and family. About 10 people showed up. I made a little bit of food. I had some wine. And she came over and started setting up all of her jewelry. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. Like, do they send this to you? And she's like, no, this is all mine. I was like, this is all yours? And she was like, yeah, this is, one of the perks of the job is this is all my jewelry. And I was like, how do you get dressed every morning? And she's like, it's really hard because I have all this jewelry to choose from. And the more we got to talking, she works as a full-time engineer, and she does this on the side as like a fun girly thing to do because she works in a predominantly male industry, which is kind of where I was with, a lot of male coworkers. And I was just kind of like, oh, wow, I can't believe you do this on the side along with another job. Like, do you do this just like, did they just pay you in jewelry? And she's like, no, I make money doing this. I was like, you make money doing this? And so as the day goes on, all of my friends and family loved everything. Everybody shopped. Everybody bought a bunch. Everybody had so much fun. And when she left, I had about $250 in hostess rewards that I got to spend on whatever I wanted. And I think I had 4 half-off items that I got to spend on whatever I wanted. So I used up all my hostess credits. And when she left, she handed me this opportunity guide. And she said, this is just a little bit about what I do. I don't know if you're interested, but I just thought I'd leave it with you. And she left. And when she shut that door behind her, I read that thing cover to cover, probably 4 or 5 times, like reading all about what it means to be a stylist, how much the investment is, how much money you can make. And when my husband and son got home from being gone, I said, oh my God, Chris, I think I found what I want to do. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I think I want to do this Stella Dot thing. And his first response was, but you don't wear jewelry. And I was like, I know, but I think this would be really fun. There's not really a ton of people in Eugene that do this. I think I'd be really good at it. I don't have any jewelry, so this would be a great way for me to get some jewelry. I really think I should do this. And so he and I sat down and looked at how much the investment was and kind of wrote out a little business plan and was like, okay, if you're going to invest this much, we need to, at least bring home this much. And, if you could make a couple $100s a month, that would be really helpful. You could make, if you could pay the car payment, that'd be super helpful. And so I signed up, which I think shocked my sponsor because I don't think she realized that I was really interested. She just left the opportunity guide and didn't really think that I would want to do this. And about 7 months into being a stylist, my husband and I were looking at how much I was making doing this, how many hours a week I was investing, and realized the potential that there was for me with this company in my area. And I quit my full-time job. And I've been doing Stella Dot full-time ever since. So for about 4 years, I have been a full-time stylist. And in that time, I've had a second baby. We built our dream home, and I'm sitting in my Stella Dot office in our house that we built. And I have a team of a little over 50 stylists all over the United States. We have girls in Colorado. We have girls in Michigan. We have girls in Arizona. And we're working on expanding our team far and wide. There are stylists in the UK on some of the larger teams that I'm a part of, and in Canada and all over. And it's just crazy to me to see what this has done for my family and also what it's done for girls on my team that I've sponsored. There are many car payments that I, have helped fund, and there's houses being built, and there's other teams being built, and leaders growing on my team. And it is such an incredible thing to see, all because I wanted a hobby. And none of it would have been possible if I just didn't decide to have this fun little side gig. And I didn't really not that I didn't like jewelry, but I didn't own any jewelry. I didn't need money. What I really needed was to get out of the house and not feel bad about it. And I have so many friends that feel the exact same way. And I have told them, like, do what I do. It is such a great way to not feel guilty about getting out of the house. And since I've started with Stella Dot 4.5 years ago, I've been able to travel all over. I've earned free trips. I've been invited on leadership retreats. I've been included in exclusive training programs with our, top of the company. And we just recently got back from our annual empowerment conference, which is called Hoopla. And I think you can't say hoopla without feeling excited and being excited. And so being there is just the best experience. And we had Brene Brown come and speak. If you don't know who that is, you should stop this video and look up Brene Brown TED Talk. She has an incredible TED Talk. And one of the things she talked about was mom guilt. And I think mom guilt is such a hard topic because we all feel it. And we all want to say that we don't have it, or we, don't say that we don't want to go do things because we don't feel mom guilt and we're fine staying home and we're fine not, connecting with other women. But I need to remember that I'm still Amy. I'm more than just mom, and I'm more than just wife, and I am my own person, and we get lost in that a lot. So Stella Dot has so much room for growth. I think a lot of people see these companies that have been around. We just celebrated 10 years of business, and people think like, gosh, they're 10 years in, like there's not really any room for me. Not just the accessories market, but now we have gone into clothing. This sweater is part of our Stella Dot clothing line, which in true Stella Dot fashion is versatile. You can button the top and like wear it as like a drapey little cardigan, or you can wear it open. I'm actually wearing it with jean shorts today because it's the summer, but it'll be perfect transitioning into fall. The accessories market has huge room for growth, and the clothing market has giant room for growth. We have, I think it's like less than 0.0003% of the clothing market. So if that doesn't scream growth to you, I don't know what does. So with that being said, most of the time we have a sign-up special. This month we have an incredible sign-up special. It's $99 to sign up and start your own business, and you get $500 in whatever you want. That right there is just an incredible sign-up. Our normal sign-up is $199, and you get $350 in whatever you want. So that still is a really great sign-up for something that could potentially change your life. And I always tell new stylists or potentials that are thinking about it, the worst that's going to happen is you're just going to get a bunch of free jewelry. The best thing that can happen is it could do what it did for me, and it can completely change your life. So if you've ever thought about doing what I do, if you've watched my journey, if you think the jewelry looks incredible, which it is, if you think my life looks fun, which it is, then join me, because there is so much room for growth. We have not even scratched the surface on what our company's potential is, and we are always looking for new stylists. Whether you're my next door neighbor or you live 5,000 miles away, you could 100% do this with me. So if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Otherwise, I can't wait to welcome you to our team.